Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So what we're going to do today is I want to dress up these dollar store wine glasses that I got. And my initial idea was I wanted to put them inside of those coaster molds that I have. I kind of changed my mind partway through. The first thing in my brain that I wanted to do was there's little divots in the bottom of the glass, and I wanted to fill that up so that no air bubbles would get in it. As it progressed, I decided that I'm not going to use the coaster molds at all. However, if that's something that you want to do, you definitely can. These are the smaller coaster molds that come in like the 4-pack with the actual coaster holder. So they're not like the super huge ones that would have like make your base like way too big. Anyway, so what I'm going to start out doing is I just have some UV resin and I am going to lightly color it. I'm doing two different glasses. One's going to be blue and green and the other is a purple and kind of like that reddish purple. I'm also using super sparkle white in my UV resin, as well as the colors are actually going to be alcohol inks. So I'm just putting a little bit of the resin in the 3 different tiny little mixing cups that I have. 1 drop of alcohol ink, that's all you need. You don't want it super pigmented. You still need the light to go through there, so you need to have it be translucent. And mixing it up, and then I'm just going to start. So my first idea, like I said, was to cover the bottom of these glasses with the UV resin so that I didn't have any issues when I was going to put them in the coaster mold with bubbles. So all I'm doing is I'm kind of just like, I'm just putting it on. Like there's no necessary rhyme or reason to how I'm doing it. I'm just applying the color. I'm going to blend them together. I mean, you can still clearly see the two separate colors in it once it's like been blended. So it's not like I'm not like completely mixing it, but I am, if that makes sense. And then after I'm done kind of applying it, I'm going to go in there with that super sparkle white and I'm just going to put a little bit of the shimmer in it. So as I go through, I'm going to give this first layer here, I'm just going to put all of the resin that I made up in it. And then I'm going to go through and cure it so that it's not going to move anymore, but it's not completely 100% cured either. I just want to make sure that the colors are set and how it's going to be. I'm going to go in again after I hit it with my UV light, and then I'm going to add more. Now, I did cut out a lot of the repetition of this because it's a lot of the same stuff, and I don't want you guys to necessarily have to sit through that. I don't want you to have to sit through every time that I put my UV light on it either. This part is fairly easy because the glasses are predominantly flat on the bottom. It's just that kind of hole in the middle where they go up a little bit. So I don't have to worry about a whole lot of movement with this particular part of the project. I am going to add like a second layer to it just to finish filling it up the rest of the way. And you can see the colors are very light, but you can definitely tell the distinction in the colors on it. Now, this is still tacky, which is why I'm sitting it back in the mold here while I do the next step, because I don't want it to pick up any kind of anything that may be on my mats. I decided then at this point that I wanted to have some resin coming, well, looking at it from this direction, up the base of the cup. So I don't want it to go where you're going to be drinking from. So I'm covering it with some painter's tape just to make sure that there is no possibility of resin getting on that part at all. So as I'm making this, I'm just making small quantities of it because it's still daylight outside. I have a window right behind me and I don't want it to cure while it's sitting in the cup waiting for me to get to the point that I'm going to use it. What I'm doing now is I'm just taking a popsicle stick and applying the resin and kind of letting it just flow down the cup to kind of create almost like water drops, like a stream of water or whatever. That'll be from the base of the cup going upwards. And you can this part's where it gets a little tricky because it starts to run. And again, I don't want it to go where the possibility of someone's mouth is going to be, because I do want these to be cups that you can actually use that are functional, not just decorative pieces. So the resin kind of just flows, and then I make sure that once it gets to a point where it's where I want it, I hit it with my UV light again real quick just to stop it from moving, and then move on to the next one. Again, I'm not curing it totally. I'm at this point, I'm just stopping the movement. Going through, adding a couple more lines, and this process just continues to go until I feel like I have enough of the colors on that I want, kind of alternating between the blue and the green. Not using the super sparkle at this moment. That's going to be something that I'm kind of waiting until I'm done with this part. And just making it this cool little design that's coming up from the cup. Like, I think that they turn out really, really neat looking. I like them a lot, actually. And then what I'm going to do after I get all of the blue and the green done and make sure that they're long enough. And there's ones that didn't quite get as long because I had to hurry up and hit it with a torch because I had other ones that were just going down like crazy, like that blue one that you can see on the screen right now. Went back over some of them and added a little bit more to make them a little bit longer because I thought they were kind of too short. And then I'm going to take my Super Sparkle and I'm going up towards like the base of the cup, and I'm adding some on there, just all the way right around that stem. And I'm kind of going to let it run for a second so that it just kind of flows wherever it wants to flow over top of those colors. Go back in, add some more where I think I need some, and then I'm going to hit it again with my torch just to stop any movement. And then I'm just going to use up the rest of the UV resin that I have left. I decide that I need a little bit more of the sparkle around the base of the cup, so I'm going to just add that there. And then the rest of it, I'm just going to add to the bottom of this cup, pretty much so I don't waste it. It can use a little bit more where that divot is in the middle, just to add a little bit more color. Done. I will then take it and set it under my UV lamp and let it continue to cure while I work on the next one. While I'm finishing this up, I just want to thank you guys for watching my videos and ask if if you like my content and you haven't subscribed yet, maybe consider subscribing. It's free to you, doesn't cost anything, and it helps my channel out tremendously. Also, hit that thumbs up button if you like it. It lets me know that you guys are enjoying what I'm doing, and it lets YouTube know, and they push my videos out there for more people to see. Okay, so the blue and the green cup is curing now under the lamp. Now it's time to do the purple and red one. Again, I'm doing the same thing. It's the same process. I'm pouring in a little bit of UV resin in each of these cups. I'm going to add a drop of alcohol ink to the two, and then some Super Sparkle White to the third one. Mix it up. On this one, I decided instead of starting on the bottom, I'm going to start on the actual cup part of the glass because it's just easier to get that part done and out of the way. And then the rest, I know what I have left, and I can just add it to the bottom of the cup. And it was pretty much at this point where I decided that I don't want to make it into a coaster on the bottom anymore. I really like the way that it's turned out with the other one, and I think that I'm happy with like how it is, and I don't want to make it any bigger on the bottom. So I think at this point I'm just going to put on some background music for you guys. You've heard me talk through the first one. It's going to be redundant if I talk through this one as well. So I'm just going to kind of let you watch the process of what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and then I will be back right before the glamour shots. All right, I'm back. So, as I finish this one up, I just want to thank you guys again for watching. Like, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. And I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you like the way that these turned out. I really do. I mean, they're dollar store glasses. They cost, $1.25 each. Didn't use very much as, in terms of resin and coloring. So probably all in all, they were less than, I would think, like $2.50 to make. Cute gifts. You can expand on the idea, do whatever you want. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. I'm out. I will see you on Monday for the next one. Love ya. Bye.